Guys, week 7. We are rolling on to week 7. A lot of losers, lots of winners. We went 8 out of 14 with the Commanders money line. Colts, Jaguars over. Bengals -2. Call that one. Steelers +8. Told you guys, Steelers at home, underdog with the big plus, easy money. Vikings -3 against the banged up Dolphins. Rams -10 against who? Panthers. Bills -2. I would say easy money just because the Bills are, no one can really stop them right now.
Oh,
Broncos
yeah.
+5.
That was a
And
close game.
we are welcoming one of our new co-hosts to the to the channel, Juan Manuel Pabe. Welcome, Juan.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me.
Juan, we're gonna go ahead and give the people what they want. They want some picks. We all know that you're a Chiefs fan. What was your opinions on the game, Chiefs versus Bills?
Diehard Chiefs fan. I was a little heartbroken at the end, especially with right before halftime, Patrick Mahomes pulls off the 12-second field goal again, just like he did last year with the 13 seconds game. So I was a little hopeful with it. It looked to be the good old Chiefs, but I mean, it was still a great game. I mean, I like what I saw from the Chiefs. They were still banged up with a few injuries. Bills are just a dominating team right now. To be honest, it's something they could have done last year too. It's just, when it comes to that game, it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be whoever ends up with the ball last most of the time.
Yeah, exactly. And I think home court advantage here will also make an impact during in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, most certainly, most certainly.
All right, guys, let's get the ball rolling here. Okay, we got these teams: Bills, Rams, Vikings, and Eagles with the bye week this week. Eagles, we'll see how they come back after the bye week. All right, Thursday's game: Saints at Cardinals in Arizona. What do you think about this one?
So I think it's a little crazy because the line has been swinging throughout the week. At one point, the early numbers showed the Cardinals as the underdog actually, but I at that point I was still confident with the Cardinals. I like how they look. DeAndre Hopkins is coming back. The offense is hit and miss. There's the rumors about Kyler Murray. He's not fully concentrated in the game. But the issue with the Bills, they've been dealing with some injuries. Marquise Brown is out. With the broken foot. They
Yeah.
made a new signing with Roby Anderson coming
Mm-hmm.
in hot from the Carolina Panthers sideline. So I don't think we'll see much from him, but I do feel like the Cardinals have it dialed in this week on a short week. They've gone to work, and DeAndre Hopkins has been sitting on the sideline ready to come back. The running backs are getting healthier. They were down to basically, second string, third string backs recently. But Kyler Murray is going to pull it together. I think the team comes together as a whole and they come out with a win here. As far as the line, the 1.5, I do feel confident that we're safe to bet the spread here, not just the money line
Yeah.
game.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're feeling like you want to play a little bit safer, money line is definitely a good bet at -133. It's still pretty affordable. But if you want to risk it for the spread, I still give you a green light on that.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like the Cardinals are the better team here, especially at home. I'm laying the money on Cardinals as well. I feel like Zach Ertz has a big game as well.
Yep.
Um, yeah, the Saints have not looked elite. They've beaten down on teams, but I do not believe they are better than the Cardinals, even though the Cardinals are proven not to not to be elite either, taking a loss at Seahawks as well. But I do believe Cardinals can get it done at home. That -1.5, it's a little gift, I think. Do you
Yeah.
think the game goes over?
I do not think on that. The Saints are getting a little sloppy with the gameplay. I think they have a great team. They just lack the leadership and the quarterback play that, is pivotal for their offense. They're experimenting with Andy Dalton now. Jameis couldn't cut it. Taysom Hill goes back down. Although he's a great, human army knife, Swiss
Yeah.
Army knife there, playing a little bit of everything. They're not necessarily a team that's going to be putting up a whole lot of points this week. Cardinals defense, a lot of times underrated. Their secondary is superb. So I think they hold it to a low scoring game here.
Okay.
So I do
I
think.
am not betting the over or under here either. Thursday games have not been playing out for us either, so we're staying away from the over under. and we are both agreeing on the Cardinals -1.5, guys. Okay,
Yes,
take
sir.
that one to the bank. Thursday, that is Thursday. So we got Sunday games here. We got Falcons, Atlanta Falcons at Bengals in Cincinnati, guys. Watch the weather. Bengals are favorite minus almost a touchdown, 6.5. Falcons have been covering the spread all year. What do you think here, Pabe?
How crazy is it that the Falcons all of a sudden are just pulling it together, right?
Yeah,
I think the Falcons are starting to find a a rhythm here. I think they're really committed to the run game now. They figured out that's their strength. Kyle Pitts finally got a touchdown. I'm sure a lot of fantasy football owners are very happy about that. We're waiting on him to blow up. Um, Cincinnati has been lackluster, to say the least, about what
yeah,
was expected of them this season. O-line's having issues, but those guys find a way to pull their air raid together. Jamar Chase just kills it. Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins when fully healthy. So I do agree that they're favored here, but I would feel confident with the Falcons +6. I don't think that the Falcons get blown out. I do think they control the clock a lot. With this game when the run game is switching out the running backs. Cordell Patterson's still out, so look to Tyler Algier and Huntley to really take over the backfield. Mariota probably sneaking in a few runs himself. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I can't say that I'm fully confident in this game. It can really go either way. Falcons could really surprise you and walk away with a victory here. If you're feeling risky, my take would be the +6. But even that would be a safe call.
yeah. Same here. If I had to choose a side, I'm choosing Falcons. I'll probably buy a full points, +7.5. But I
Yeah.
like the over here. What do you
Yeah,
think?
if you can get at 7.5 for a good deal, but buy yourself some points. I think that's pretty decent. As far as the over, I do agree with that. I think it's gonna be, the Bengals gonna work on the air raid. Falcons are gonna try to control the clock with the run game. Eventually they may have to pull it together, and even field goals, get you points.
Yeah.
47.5 is not an, outrageous score for an NFL team. So, so
Yeah,
I think
and
it's
they
definitely
just beat the
doable.
49ers pretty bad too, and nobody scored more than 21 points on the 49ers other than the Falcons.
Yeah, and then the 49ers have run a pretty good defense too. So Falcons put it together, they can put a point to numbers when they have it together. So I do like the over on this.
Okay, so we are agreeing on the over, guys. I'm not choosing a side here, but if you must, I lean Falcons +7.5, buying that one full point. Remember, watch the weather.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Lions at Cowboys, the Dome in Dallas. Wow, Lions at Cowboys. Cowboys -7. Is Dak back now?
Dak, yeah, I think I'm pretty confident that they already announced that Dak is starting this week. They're pulling Cooper.
Okay. Good run on Cooper. Hopefully he gets an extended contract. Cowboys -7 though. I am not laying the -7 just on the Cowboys. Just because first week back from Dak, I don't respect Dak as much as last year. I feel like he still needs to earn the respect from his teammates and from the league. The league obviously does not respect Dak a lot. They were telling everybody in the comments to start Cooper Rush for the remaining of the season. Obviously, that's a joke. He's better quarterback, but it just goes to show you that no one's really believing in Dak. So until he proves me otherwise, I'm laying the +7 on the Lions. The Lions score a lot of points, 48.5. I'm not sure just because the Cowboys defense does step up, but they are one of the smallest D lines in the league, I've read. Um, Lions plus 240 on the underdogs to win. Uh, Maybe sprinkle something like that. I do like the Lions here because they are coming back from a bye week, guys. The coach Dan Campbell, great coach. Don't think that the Lions are the same ones as the prior years. So I do like the Lions +7. If you're feeling ballsy with the straight bet, I like Lions money line here, but Lions +7. What do you think, Juan?
No, I do like that, and I agree 100% with what you said. For the ones that watch Hard Knocks, the Lions made it. They're making a commitment to be in it every game this year, and so far they've shown
Yeah.
that they actually can do that. They can compete. Even if they're down by 14 with a minute left, they're still going to try to score that touchdown just to be within, within reaching distance of the game, or to be able to say that they were in it. I could see them walking away with a victory. I 100% agree with the Dak thing. I know he's going to come hungry. He may try to show too much and just tank. I
Yeah.
don't believe in Dak either myself. Ever since he got paid, I feel like he's kind of taking it downhill a little bit. Dallas really enjoyed the fresh blood of Cooper Rush bringing in, and most of all, bringing in the victories, which is what that team wants. Although they have a stellar defense, you are right, they are undersized, and that's where they bring the speed. They're very, very fast. I do like the Detroit Lions +7. Maybe if you want to buy yourself a half point to be safe, you
Yeah.
can. But if you are feeling risky, the money line is a pretty decent play. Um, the money line is actually a great play. It's a good risk. It pays off a pretty good benefit. I would personally do 1 to 1.5 unit on it.
Okay.
And then I do like the under in this game.
Yeah, it does seem like an under because I can see Lions putting up some points, but I do not see the Cowboys steamrolling here.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Well, guys, this is a dome game. Expect a lot of running, the clock moving. I agree with the under. We are both agreeing on the Lions +7 here. Okay. Next up, we got Colts at Titans in Tennessee. I would say watch the weather, but I'm not sure how it is right now in Tennessee. It's probably nice and sunny. But if it looks good, just like last year, I'm laying the money out here on Titans here. They're at home. King Henry coming back from bye week. I like
Mm-hmm.
Titans, guys. Colts showed up against the Jaguars, but that's just the league kind of like giving them an even on the Jaguars. Like one wins at home, the other one wins at home as well. You know,
Yeah.
Colts are not that team, guys. Matt Ryan's not that guy. I don't believe in him. I always prefer Tannehill over Matt Ryan right now, 2022. Um, I don't think that the Titans are clearly the better team, but I do think that they can get it done at home. Over 42 and a half. I don't know. I would probably stay away from that and just lay the points on the Titans, maybe by a half point, just do a full two. But what do you think here, Pabe?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think this one's actually going to be a lot closer than we think. This division has just been surprising everybody this season. Between the Colts and the Titans and the Jags, Texans not so much, but that they've been in it. These two particular teams, I think Tennessee has really been pulling it together lately. At the beginning of the season, they weren't starting off too hot. They lost their identity in their run game with Henry, and they started feeding the guy and getting him more involved. Next thing you know, Titans start turning it around a little bit. I think the bye week is going to help them. It helped them get their game back together and get the game plan and find their identity. I think they come out strong and walk out with a win on this.
Yeah, I agree. Do you have any opinion on the over or under here?
Wow, this one's hard to say because
Running games, huh?
Colts are not. Yeah, I personally would stay away. Colts are personally, a high scoring team, and the Titans are very very dependent on Henry and their run game. So that's gonna milk the clock a lot. I could see it going over. I could see it going under. To me, that one's a toss up. It's not necessarily a safe bet. I would take the gamble on the money line or even the spread. The -2.5 is a good deal.
Yeah, in my opinion, guys, if you guys planning on parlaying any of this game here, I would take the money line on the parlay. On a straight, I will take the Titans, but just because I can see the Colts having a lead late and the Titans doing a field goal or a late touchdown and barely covering, if not covering. Titans money line on the parlay, Titans spread on the straight bet. Would you agree, Pabe?
Yeah, I agree with all that. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we got Packers at Washington Commanders in Washington, guys. Packers -5.5. I can't get a good read on the Packers this year. It sucks. I had them
They're
last
doing
week.
it.
I thought they were gonna kick the Jets' ass. They were at home last year. They didn't lose one single game at home in the regular season. Aaron Rodgers does not seem like he is that QB1 that he's always been. He does seem like he has unknown weapons, but they are still weapons and they're pulling through for him, but he is not pulling through for the team, I don't think. The defense is not the same defense as we all expected in the offseason. And what can we say about the Commanders here, Pabe?
I think the Commanders are they're a little motivated with the whole Brian Robinson deal coming back. He's selling his story. They're making news because of that. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Heineke stepping in into the backfield this week, right?
Oh, yeah,
Carson Wentz out.
that's right.
Heineke competes, man. I mean, he gives Tom Brady games. He gives anybody games. That dude is just hungry for a dub. I do like the Commanders. I do like the upset. Uh, but plus 175, the money line may be a little bit risky. I would play it safely with a 5.5 spread. Even if you can afford to buy a couple points, definitely keep it within a touchdown and save yourself some risk there. But I like the Commanders playing this personally.
Yeah, I would agree. But I am taking a risk and taking the Packers -5 here just because I mean my brain tells me go as what you're seeing, and Packers are just kind of sucking this year. They lost to the Giants, they lost to the Jets, but I got to lay down the points with Aaron Rodgers with the backup quarterback here and Taylor Heineke. But I think better than the spread, guys. I do like the 41.5 over here,
I
just
do love
because I
that.
can see Aaron Rodgers taking care of business, and if not, if he's not gonna take care of business on like a 34-14 kind of game, then it's gonna be close, and either way, Washington will be pulling up some numbers. I think 41.5 is kind of a gift with the Packers playing any game. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I 100% think that's the lock part in this particular matchup. Packers, they may take out some frustration and just run up the scoreboard if they do get that lead. Otherwise, I believe it's going to be a somewhat close game, and both teams are going to be scoring.
Exactly. Yeah. So over 41.5, guys. If you guys can get that early, go ahead and lock that in. Pabe has Commanders +5.5. I like Packers -5.5, but I think we both agree on the over is a better bet.
Yes, sir.
The Bucks at Panthers, guys, in North Carolina. Is the backup the quarterback still? What's going on with Baker?
No, Baker's still injured. He's still out for a couple weeks.
Okay.
So I think
Um,
PJ's going to be taking the snaps for the Panthers.
Okay. Panthers just lost against the Rams in LA. Vegas here is saying that they might lose at home by more than 10 points. I gotta agree. I gotta agree just because the Bucks lost to the Steelers, didn't they? So
Yeah.
they're bouncing back harder than ever. Uh,
Yeah, I think this is one of those trap bets, because NFL teams you don't see the double digit spread too often.
yeah, last year you saw them a lot though with the Bills, with the Rams, with everybody,
Right.
and
Well,
they
with those
were
high scoring
covering.
teams. Well, that's
Yeah,
what happens with the Chiefs a lot too. They have them at a double point spread a lot of times, and unfortunately they don't cover. Uh,
yeah,
so I don't know. I always think the NFL tries to play games when the lines come out like this. Vegas tries to trick us a little bit. I do agree that I think Tampa is very, very capable of winning by more than 10.5 points. Tom
yeah.
Brady doesn't lose badly consecutively.
That's correct. I agree with you. I do like Bucks -10.5. We called the Rams -10 last week, again at Rams, and we got that one, guys. And I'm fading the Panthers again. They just seem like the shitty team this year, the team to avoid. I gotta lay down the points with the goat here. Is that what you're choosing, or do you like the over or under here, Pabe?
I do actually like the over too, depending on the weather, but I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, that's what I mean by the trap. I feel a lot of bettors will go with the plus 10.5, and that's gonna swing the line a little bit. I feel like the Bucks at a 10.5 is a safe bet. As far as the total amount, it's one of those. It could be a weird weather game. As long as everything's clear, I could see both teams putting up points here. Again, low scoring 40.5. I think it's very obtainable for both teams.
Yep, yep. I think so as well. I do like the over as well, but my main pick here it is Bucks minus 10.5. But like
Yeah.
Pabe said, guys, be careful here. Buy your half points, buy your full points. They will help you out in the long run.
Oh yeah.
Next up, we got Giants at Jaguars in Jacksonville, guys. Two of the very strong teams this year for some reason. Last year they both were lower end teams. Vegas has the Jaguars -3.
Wow.
I gotta disagree, guys. I don't see how the Jaguar. Well, I guess that the Jaguars have a better quarterback and they have better tools. And their defense, I would think the defense can go one on one with the defense of the Giants here. I do like the Giants +3, just because Saquon Barkley is a game changer. 42 and a half. I do like the over more than the under, and I do like the over more than the spreads here. I feel like it could be a trap game just because the Jaguars -3. I can see the Jaguars winning. I would stay away from it and just head to the over. What do you think about this game?
So I actually love the Giants money line on this. Aside from the spread and everything else, I think the Giants actually have it together more than they show. Dime's a little underrated. He can move. He can get out of the pocket. He can, on a 3rd and 8, all of a sudden rush out of the pocket and pick up 60, 70 yards. He provides something that Lawrence hasn't been able to really show. So in his sophomore year, I know he's doing a lot better. I know he's really bringing in the Jaguars are starting off a little hot. But I do like the Giants on the plus money bet here. I think this is a value pick for me. The plus 125 makes me feel comfortable about betting on them and taking that risk.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I do like the Giants money line here now that I'm looking at it. Just because they have Saquon Barkley, one of the best running backs in the game, guys. And Daniel James is stepping up for them.
That
People dismissed him a couple years ago. He is seeming like he could be that guy for the later years to come for them.
Yeah,
Um,
he's never going to be great, but I think he's going to get the job done and getting some W's. I don't know if that's going to transfer to playoffs, but for betting purposes, I think he gets a win here.
yeah, I gotta agree. Okay. Well, we got Cleveland Browns at the Flock, the Ravens. Baltimore Ravens just took a loss to the New York Giants. Browns just took a massive L against the New England Patriots, both losing teams right now. But we have Ravens -6.5. I'll let you go first on this one. What do you see here?
Wow, this is definitely a tricky game. It's a division game. Ravens have been doing this weird thing where the defense starts out hot for the first half of the game, and then they start giving up points to the point where they lose a lead, and then it ends up in a loss for them in the winners and losers column.
Yeah.
So to be honest, it's tough. It's tough. I do think the Browns stay in it. I would feel more comfortable buying a few points here to have maybe a 7.5. But if I did have to bet on that game, I would buy a couple points, put the Browns in at 7.5. Uh, I wouldn't make it part of my parlay. This one's a toss up for me. I can't comfortably pick either any of the available options right now. But if I did have to pick one, I'd buy a couple points. Browns 7.5.
Yeah, I think you're leaning on the smart bet here just because the Browns have been covering apart from the New England game, even with the backup quarterback with Brissett, they are pulling it through for them. Kind of waiting on that Deshaun Watson return if he does come back, and if he does, they are contenders to win the Super Bowl, guys. In my opinion, just because Deshaun Watson, that's it. And it seems like they are on the road to playoffs, even as a wildcat, or I mean, what a wild card, right?
Yeah,
But I do agree. I would buy maybe it just depends on how much you want to juice it. But if you want to buy maybe 1.5 points, cover your ass by 8. I do that if you're gonna put that in the parlay or not. But yeah, you're right. I wouldn't put this game in the parlay. I wouldn't get near this game. It just looks like a stay away game.
right.
Lamar Jackson is that guy though, guys. Um, If I have to choose, I am laying down the Ravens -6.5, just if I have to. Browns is a smart bet, but I am gonna play it risky. If I were to bet this Ravens -6.5, or even -6, just because overall they seem the quarterback, it is the biggest tool in the game, and Lamar Jackson is clearly the number one in that between those two teams. So if anybody's gonna make a change, it's gonna be him. Apart from that, I like the under just because both teams run the hell out of the ball, and it's a divisional game, and both coaches know how the teams play. What do you think here? What are you leaning? Over or under?
Yeah, it's the under. The Ravens have this tendency to go on fourth down a lot. I think the Browns have a good defense to actually stop them. A
Yeah.
good enough push, especially in the front line. So there's going to be some turnovers there, a few possessions that go missing without any scores. Granted, Baltimore can kick from just about anywhere on the field, but Nick Chubb for the Browns has kind of been slowing down a little bit. Or maybe it's just a game, maybe it's just one game, maybe it's just one fluke, you know. But yeah, I do like the under on here. I don't see a high scoring game. Defensive battle.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. Pabe is leaning Browns +6.5. I'll lean Ravens -6.5 because they're at home. But that is a very juice spread. I don't think that the Ravens are clearly better than the Browns by a whole touchdown just from what they've shown. Talent-wise, just Lamar Jackson, he can, but they have not shown that.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Jets at Broncos, guys. Short week for the Broncos. Um, in Denver, Mile High. It's getting cold here in the Southwest, so check the weather. Broncos -3. Um,
How are the
I
Broncos still favored?
after Zach Wilson just
Af-
beat the Packers, right?
Yeah,
I
after
think I
everything
think
that's been going
Vegas
on
is
with the
giving it to
Broncos,
them.
I think they're giving it to him. Maybe it's the pressure and everything that Russell Wilson is being faced with. Him, Melvin Gordon. I mean, they're running
Yeah.
through memes everywhere. The Broncos are the laughing stock of the NFL and Twitter right now. So maybe that has something to do with the fact that they're favored and they should walk away with a win here. But until they prove it to me, I don't feel comfortable betting on them.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
Um,
so a little kicker on this one though, but before we head into that, I've been lucky enough to, as far as prop bets go, if anybody wants that little tip, I've been lucky enough to find the Broncos over 1.5 field goals, and it's been hitting just about every time. So if you find that in your lines, definitely throw a few units at it.
and what's the odds on that usually?
I've been getting them minus. Yeah, I at some points they were minus 225, minus
That's
one
cheap.
sixty. Yeah, for a little prop bet, I didn't mind risking it at first, but it's been consistent and they love their kicker. So
Yeah, that's cheap considering that they've been struggling and at 1.5. It just seems like a gift. So yeah,
yeah,
guys, if you guys find that 1.5, take that all day as well. McManus, he's been stepping up for them. Yesterday, yesterday against the Chargers, he kicked great, and I wish I would have had him in fantasy then.
oh yeah, that would
Um,
be nice.
for this week, I am laying the -3 on the Broncos just because they're at home. They have clearly the better defense. Russell Wilson, is he better than Zach Wilson? The both battle of the Wilsons.
Out of the
I'm going
Wilsons.
Russell here. Yeah, I'm going Russell here just because he's at home. Uh, Zach Wilson doesn't have a Judy. He doesn't
Yeah.
have a Sutton. He doesn't have a Latavius Murray. I mean, Brees Hall is the biggest weapon I think that the Jets have, right? Offensively.
Yeah, yeah. Zach Wilson's kind of gone away from Elijah Moore, which is someone that he used to use a lot. Corey Davis is still there. He's not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Somehow the Jets are underperforming, even though they had a lot of high hopes. But Brees Hall is their best tool, and they haven't utilized him the way that they should, I believe. So
Yeah.
I do see the Broncos coming out with a win here. They're veterans, they're experienced. After the embarrassment that they've been suffering, I don't think they can afford another loss here. I think they'll walk away with a win.
Yeah. So we agree on the Broncos -3, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I am staying away from the over under here. I do like the over just because I can see the Jets putting up some numbers here. Do you have any opinion on this one?
That one's hard to say after you watch a team just go for field goals for for an entire game into overtime. So
Ugly
you know,
game.
I can't say that I'm comfortable with either over or under on this one. Just because it's a low score and it's the NFL, I would imagine a little bit higher. And that's always tempting, but I wouldn't feel comfortable with either one personally.
Yeah. So Broncos -3, guys, is our pick. Next up, we got Texans at Raiders. Raiders are at home. Raiders are favorite by -7. It seems like the Texans started out hot, getting that tie against the Colts. Everybody was hot on the Colts just because Jonathan Taylor, what he did last year. And then the Texans, I think they won, I think the next week, right? Or were
Yeah,
they?
yeah, yeah. I think they won.
Yeah, so Texans, um, I'm not sure if they can cover in Vegas. Vegas just took a loss against the Chiefs last week, right? So an ugly loss at the end. Very very sad for them because they have the tools to go far into playoffs as well. Raiders are a contender in my eyes to win the Super Bowl. They're hosting it. They have Derek Carr, in my opinion. He has great stats. His IQ is very high, in my opinion. He has Devonte Adams. He has Waller, but Waller's been a rapper. Now he's a boyfriend. I don't know what's going on with Waller anymore. Hunter Renfro's not that dude that he was last year. Um, but I gotta lay down the points here with the Raiders just because they need a desperate win, especially at home. I would lay down the -7. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Personally, I would buy myself a half a point just to be sure. The 6.5. Just to make sure that they cover that touchdown. But I do like the Raiders. But I'm a Chiefs fan. I was sweating it out 2 weeks ago when Devonte Adams tried to get that toe tap on the sideline. I thought the game was over. I think they had a painful loss. They had to sit in it for a week during their bye, and now they're going to come out of the gate swinging. So I do like the Raiders to win over a touchdown here.
Okay, perfect. We do agree. Raiders -7. Buy your points, guys. I agree. Buy your half points, buy your full points. Next up, we got Seahawks at Chargers, LA Chargers in LA, guys. LA, short week as well. I'll let you go here first.
So I think the Chargers are really banged up, right? That was their big struggle here against the Broncos. I personally, before the season started, thought Chargers are Super Bowl contenders. I thought they were going to give the
Same.
Chiefs run for the money in the division and really dominate in the AFC race. They haven't proven that they can do that. They can handle that. On the other hand, Seattle Seahawks was the complete opposite. They saw them as they had no leadership, they had no quarterback. Next thing you know, Geno Smith started playing like a top tier quarterback and being elite, you can say. Granted, he still has a lot to prove. This one could be a tough game. I think it's going to surprise some people. The Chargers are a good team. I love Justin Herbert. It's just the fact that he's been playing injured since the Chiefs game. Keenan Allen should be back now. Hopefully, who knows with him. But I do like the Chargers to win. I do think it's going to be a close game. I don't know the Chargers covered by 6.5, but I do see them winning. Their play call has been very very questionable. It's been susceptible to a lot of criticism throughout the season. A lot of people are wondering what the hell they really are doing. They go on it for fourth down more than 50% of the time, and see, it doesn't pay out well. Sometimes the statistics don't show that it should, and they go for it on their own territory. Some questionable decisions and leadership from the coaching staff, but I think the Chargers do come away with the victory here. Geno Smith could surprise you guys. I'm not fully comfortable uh, betting on this one. I do think again it's one of those traps. I do see
Yeah,
the over happening. That part
same.
I am confident with in the over. But I am not confident in the spread of the money line right now. I think Geno Smith has been surprising everyone, and I don't necessarily want to be the guy to bet against him right now.
Yeah, I agree. I like the over as well. Just if you think that the Seahawks are going to keep a close game, which they should by what they've been showing. The Chargers are not an elite team, but they can put up points on the board. If you think it's going to be a close game, I think that you'll like the over as well.
Yep.
Maybe buy yourself a point and a half there. Yeah, Seahawks clearly are not the better team in LA this Sunday, but Chargers should cover if that's the thing. But I agree. I think Herbie is playing injured. It might bite him in the ass. His O line super hurt. Even the third string center came on against the Broncos.
Yeah, for a little bit he went in.
Yeah,
Uh, that
unbelievable what's going on.
Yeah, they're depending on Austin Eckler a lot, which is good and bad, right? That guy can handle the workload, but you really are spreading him pretty thin. One thing that surprised me, they haven't involved Mike Williams as much as I thought they would, especially with Keenan
Yeah,
Allen now. So maybe with Keenan back in the lineup, Mike Williams starts getting those deep balls again. You know, those 50, 60 yarders where he's jumping up 3, 4 feet in the air to come down with the football, and hopefully that gives them a lead and that gives them the push that they need. So they could turn around this week. This could be their week to do so.
I agree. Guys, if Keenan Allen's playing, I like the Chargers -6. I'll buy that whole point. Um I mean the half point if Keenan Allen, if he's not playing, I'll just take the over. I would not hit the spread. So is your choice the over any spread?
Yeah, I like the over, and like you said, if Keenan is playing, I'd go Chargers all the way.
Okay, sweet. Next up we got Chiefs at the Niners, guys, in San Fran. I'll let you go first since the Chiefs are your main team.
Oh, you're pulling on my heartstrings here. You know me. I love the Chiefs. I think we're a Super Bowl team every year. You know, even before the Patrick Mahomes era, I know it was Alex Smith. But realistically, the Niners, they're a hot and cold team. They're a hot and cold team. Again, also suffering injuries. It's hard to stay healthy for this team, and I don't think they can pull away with a win. I think the Kansas City Chiefs have been beating the Niners since before the Super Bowl. Okay, Patrick Mahomes, in a sense, owns them. Chiefs are coming back in hot. They get a couple players back like Willie Gay. That's a pivotal point linebacker that we need that scrapes from sideline to sideline. I think that's going to be very important to the Niners running game, which is a stronger suit. Look for Deebo Samuels for his prop bets. I do think he dominates the game a little bit, but the Chiefs' best weapon is their offense. Their offense is their best defense. They're not gonna necessarily try
Yeah.
and stop you. They can't exactly stop you uh, or hold you for too long. But what they can do is outscore you, and that's what they're gonna go by. I do like the Chiefs -3. Everybody says that the Chiefs aren't a good covering team, but when you give one of the most high-powered offenses a -3 spread, I'd take it all the way.
Yeah, just like I said last week with the Bills, you got to take that too. I agree. I like Chiefs -3, but I also love the over, guys. I love the over. You say Chiefs, I say over. I think the Chiefs can put up 30 points here, even if the San Fran 49ers have an all right defense. Not just all right, pretty good, one of the
Pretty good,
best
yeah.
in the league. But I don't think that they can stop the Chiefs to go less than 27 points. The kickers, but back Harrison Buckner, he's back. He's kicking field goals far as hell, and the 49ers will put up points as well too because let's face it, the Chiefs don't have such a great defense. Gay is coming back, but I don't think they can stop the high powered Brandon Ayuk, Debo Samuel.
Right.
I think the game is closer than we think, and I like the over a lot, guys. I feel like the 48 could be a gift from Vegas this week. Might put that in the parlay. Um, but if we're choosing a side here, you got to go with one of the best teams in the NFL. You got to lay down the points with the Kansas City Chiefs -3, and they're at 49ers. So you're telling me that the Chiefs at home will be -6 against the 49ers, pretty much.
Yeah, roughly. Yeah, I know.
And
I love that. I love the -3. I'm so confident in it. I wouldn't even buy the half point.
yeah,
I'd still go with this.
yeah. And do you like the over?
I do like the over. As I mentioned, I think the Chiefs' best defense is their high-powered offense.
Yeah,
They're gonna play defense by scoring a lot of points.
exactly. All right, guys, we're moving on. 2, Steelers at Dolphins, guys. Any word on Tua? Tua seems on fantasy apps that he might be playing. What do you think about that?
Everything I've been reading says Tua's gonna play.
Oh my God, just feel bad.
I
Um,
feel bad if the guy needs to take a break personally, but it's his game, it's his life, right? And it's the
yeah.
coaching staff and the organization. Everything points to Tua playing right now.
Oh man, if Tua does play, guys, oh my God, Dolphins -7, guys. Oh man, if Tua plays, Dolphins -7. What if you take that right now and Tua's ruled out? Now you're playing Steelers with the -7. Still can cover, guys. Still can cover. Don't people say if you want to look for the future, you got to look at the history, right? I don't think that at all with the NFL. Steelers beat the Bucks last week. So what? They can lose to the Giants, they can lose to the Dolphins, they can lose to these mid teams, guys. Dolphins with Tua, very top peak teams. I would stay away until Tua confirms he's going to play. Dolphins -7 against the Steelers. It looks
Yeah,
pretty just because they're at home and Tua could play. He has Waddle and Tyreek Hill. The running backs have been switching, right? It has Raheem
Edmonds,
Mostert and
Mostert,
then who
all the
else?
Edmonds and Mostert mainly.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mainly,
so
both
they
have
they
been
have
doing it.
backups. They have running backs that will step up. So they have Mike Gesicki too for the as a tight end. He's
Yeah,
been stepping up. I just don't see the Steelers putting up a lot of points here. So if the Dolphins can go more than 24, 27 points, I can see them definitely covering that -7. But stay away until you have confirmation or you feel confident that Tua will play, guys. What do you feel like here, Pabe?
I agree with that. With this being a Sunday night primetime game too, just kind of see how your day goes, and if you want to take the risk, go ahead. Go ahead with the Dolphins. Let it roll. At that point, two is probably a game time decision. Even if everything
Ah,
points to him starting, I'm pretty confident that they're not going to clear him until Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon.
yeah, yeah,
I do like the
100%.
Dolphins if he does play. I agree with that.
Line
Steelers.
definitely changes if he doesn't play, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Probably still Dolphins -3.
Yeah, Dolphins -3 for sure if he doesn't play. The line should shift too. Um, even if it goes down to like 3.5, I would still take probably take the Dolphins.
Yeah, yeah, Dolphins are clearly the better team here, guys, but just be careful with that spread right now. Do you want to
Yeah.
add on anything else? How do you see the
So,
Steelers? I see
so
them struggling this year.
yeah, I do. It's they're fine figuring it out, right? Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, Najee Harris is still hit and miss. They're still trying to figure out what they do. I think Minka Fitzpatrick is back to being active. Not quite sure. Um, so I don't know. This is a tough game. The thing with the primetime games this year, a lot of unders, in most of them. I want to say it's only been about two or three games that have hit the over. Two of them were the Chiefs, and the other one was the weird fumble play with the Browns and,
Ah,
and the Steelers. So
yeah,
that was a very last minute beat on that. So keep it on the under for this one, but definitely a Dolphins win. If it's a steep price to pay for the money line, but if you can afford to take it, the money line is a safe bet.
yeah, for the Dolphins, clearly.
Yeah.
Okay. And last but not least, guys, we have Monday's games. Bears at Patriots in New England. Watch the weather once again. I've been telling you guys, stay away from the Thursday games on Monday and Monday games on your parlays. They're going to bite you in the ass sooner than later. But Patriots are clearly the better team here, guys, right? But it is Zappy, the backup quarterback, right? Unless Max Jones is back.
Nope. I'm pretty sure it's still Zappy right now.
Okay, so if it is Zappy, guys, I have Bears +7.5 all day, just in my opinion, because Zappy -7.5 at home. No, I'm not going that way. I'm going Bears. I feel like they're their offensive tools. Justin Fields is a game changer. He's a little baby Lamar Jackson in my eyes. He can get it going. And Bears suck, guys, right? They suck. They don't have what it takes to go. And Patriots just have the hoodie, great coach, and I mean, what else? Like they do have a little tools here and there, but I don't trust them a lot this year. I would like the Bears plus 7.5. If you want to buy your full point, take that all day. That I would make that a money pick right there. Bears plus 7.5. What do you think?
Yeah, I do like the Patriots to win, but the Bears can surprise you with the win, but for sure a close game with them. I think Justin Fields is a competitor. If you watch the last game, he's very, very frustrated. Dude's doing everything he possibly can to win.
Yep.
He's rushing for damn near 100 yards. He's tossing the ball. Again, his QB skills can be a little questionable. His decision making, he's still learning. He's still learning in the league. He's starting to find Darnell Mooney, who was a good target. He's starting to find him more and more as the weeks go on. But yeah, no, I like the Bears plus 7.5. If you want to buy yourself the 8, definitely can do that too. But it's gonna be a tricky game. It's gonna be a close game. The Bears could certainly walk away with it. I like them in the spread.
Yeah, same. Just because it's a prime time game, NFL doesn't want you off your seats. They want you to stay watching till the last drive. And if that's the case, which has been happening, it's obviously gonna stay a close game then. Bears 7.5 just seems kind of like a little gift. All right, Pabe, we've been through all the games. What are your top three picks that you love this week?
Top 3 picks.
To give you
I'm
some
gonna
time,
do.
I can go first if you want.
Yeah, yeah. Let's have you go first.
Okay, guys, my top three that I just saw are Broncos -3 because I feel like they have to get it done, right? Broncos -3. I love the Packers over. Packers over, guys. All right, Packers Commanders over here. And my last but not least, I do like the Bengals Falcons over here, guys. That would be Cardinals are a pick too, but it's Thursday. I'm staying away. Got to follow my own rules. I like Bengals over 47, Packers -3, and wait, Bengals over 47, Packers the over, which is Packers over 41. I think that's a gift. And Broncos -3, guys. That's my top three. And then also I'll ask you for an underdog, Pabe. The underdog here, I think I'm going with you. I'll go Giants money line underdogs.
Yep.
Um, go ahead, Pabe. What are your top three?
I'm gonna go with an AFC West kind of sweep here. I'm gonna say that the Chiefs -3 is gonna be a good win. I agree with you with the Broncos -3, and I'm gonna take the Chargers money line.
Chargers money line. Those are his top three. And who is your underdog of the week?
I'm gonna stick with the Giants as well. I like the
Okay.
Giants in this game. I really think they walk away with the win. So put the plus money makes them look really good and an attractive option here.
All right, and let's do a four team parlay for the people here. That something we both agree on here. Something we
Perfect.
can
So
consider luck.
perfect. That I really like the Commanders. The Commanders over there.
Okay, Commanders over, guys. That's one on your parlay.
Then we agreed on
Commanders
that one. We
over.
also agreed on the Broncos one. The Broncos money spread.
Yep, Broncos -3, guys. I'm gonna do this parlay with you guys too. All right, Broncos -3. What else do you like here? What do you put in? What do you put in? I would have the balls to put in Chiefs over and on the 49ers.
Chiefs over. I do like that. Yes.
Okay, Chiefs over 49ers, guys.
And then how about
And
how do you feel about a Vegas money line?
Vegas right here.
Yep, Raiders.
Raiders money line, guys. Okay. We got Raiders money line, Chiefs 49ers over, Broncos -3, and Commanders. and Packers over 41. I would go up until it says 43 or 44, then don't play it anymore. So get your picks in, and good luck, guys, this week, week 7. And how did you like it, Pabe? Will you be joining us next week?
Hey, I'd love to be back. This was really fun for me. I like going through it, and just like you, I'm gonna be submitting the bets with you guys.
All right, guys, good luck and thank you. Tune in, like, and subscribe, guys. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Good luck, everyone.